Welcome to our presentation. Today we are proud to present our sustainable environmental solution focusing on SWANA's plastic waste reduction initiative. Our team is from University of Regina, and we are very excited to share our comprehensive approach to address one of the most pressing environmental challenges at present. So here are our team members. I'm Anika Tahasin Abha, and we have other three team members, and they are Sharmin Jahan Mim, Sagar Rai, and Rumpa Chaudhary. So our presentation is structured around several key sections. We will start with an introduction to the issue of plastic waste, followed by our overall roadmap for plastic waste reduction. We will discuss the proposed technologies and processes, the environmental impact, policy measures, and community-based programs. Finally, we will conclude with a cost analysis and our closing thoughts. Plastic waste is a global environmental challenge, especially in US. Despite recycling efforts, plastic waste problem is still present. Especially it has been deteriorated after the policy like China's operational national sword. SWANA states are facing a particular challenge with plastic waste constituting 19.2% of total waste stream. We propose a strategic plan here with an $8 million budget to tackle this issue for over next decade. We observed that commercial activities, particularly in tourist areas, contribute to significantly to plastic waste. Our strategies are thus tailored to incentivize recycling and sustainable practices, focusing on both policy intervention and educational campaigns. So next will be continued by my team member Rumpa Chaudhary.
Hello everyone. So let's dive into the data. So the data is the whole data analysis is conducted based on the data given in the table 1 and 2 of the statement problem. So from the data analysis, between 2023 and 2030, SWANA states are on track to see a significant increase in plastic waste generation across all categories. So if I look at all the categories, so by looking all these categories, there are found that the consistent proportion of PET and HDPE bottles, so which reflects that there is a stable consumer habits. However, the surge in plastic films and bags is found, which is alarming, and so here the plastic films and bags are the critical focal area for our policy intervention and innovations. So here we basically focus on the reduction of the plastic films and bags as they represent potential threat to environmental sustainability. Okay, so from this slide here we can see that the slide is given for the plastic waste generation source analysis. So from the source analysis we find that the industrial, commercial, institutional, which calls it ICI sectors, contribute more plastic waste generation, especially for plastic films and bags compared to residential areas. So these plastic films and bags not only poses recycling challenges, but also it shows adverse environmental impacts on soil and agriculture productivity. So to respond these problems, so we have proposed some measures such as incentivizing businesses to transition to sustainable packaging, rolling out educational campaigns to inform households, and introducing a tax on single-use plastics and improved recycling. So from the another waste composition analysis for the year 2023, it reveals that plastic films and bags are the principal contributors in SWANA city's waste compositions. Majora Beach is highly engaged into commercial activities, which is influenced by tourism, which stands out significantly. Residential contribution, however, are consistently high across all regions, which underscores the need for a detailed waste reduction strategy. So, to reduce the single use plastics, we recommend the adoption of policy measures like charges on plastic bags. So from another waste matrix analysis, we can found that for the plastic waste disposal and recycling, Majora Beach excels high. And on the other hand, Boompa faces challenges with excessive waste that's sent to landfills, indicating gaps in recycling programs or infrastructures. So, meanwhile, downtown and other regions display lower landfilling rates, highlighting efficient landfill capacity uses and an opportunity for enhancing recycling efforts. So, if I look into the per capita analysis, Majora Beach has the highest waste recycling rates per capita, which signifying a robust recycling infrastructures. But for the Boompa and the other areas which have low recycling rates but have high per capita landfilling rate, which necessitates a need for waste management solutions. So overall, the Doton presents a balanced waste management strategies. So looking ahead, here I present the predictive models for the plastic waste disposal, which shows an linear increase over the coming decade. So, for notably, Majora Beach could experience the steepest rise if current practices are continued. For the Downtown's forecast, while the lowest among the cities, it still indicates an upward trend that we cannot ignore. Boompa, along with other regions, is also expected to see a notable increase in waste generation. So these projections are not just the numbers, basically they represent an impending challenge that requires immediate actions. They underscore the necessity for our targeted strategic intervention designed to curb this upward trend and steer our communities to a more sustainable waste management solutions. So here are a preliminary measure summarized across the SWANA cities are given. For the Boompa, we are basically adopting waste to energy process and expanding recycling initiatives to capitalize on waste as a resource. For Majora Beach, we'll see the introduction of strict waste reduction policies, particularly for its immense commercial sector, as well as enhanced recycling programs tailored to its limited landfill capacity. So these initiatives will also target the reduction of plastic waste generated because of the tourist industry in Majora Beach. For downtown, our focus shifts to ramping up public education on the benefits of recycling and improving recycling services to make effective use of its long-term landfill capacity. For other regions, we are promoting increasing access to recycling centers and advocating for sustainable waste generation and disposal practices through educational programs for source segregation and local waste management solutions. So next, the presentation will be continued by my team member Sharmin Jahan Mim.
The average recycling contamination rate across the SWANA state is around 32%. So we are proposing the technologies across the SWANA state is considering three proposals, like the preliminary sorting and recycling technologies, the advanced sorting and recycling technologies, and waste to energy facility optimization. So preliminary sorting and recycling technologies will be applicable to the lower recycling contamination areas like Boompa and other areas, and for the advanced sorting and recycling technologies will be applicable for the higher generation of recycling contamination areas, the Majora Beach and the downtown. So firstly, we'll implement the preliminary sorting to these areas, then we'll implement the advanced stages. So it will dramatically reduce the amount of plastic waste ending up in the landfills, because we are beforehand sorting the overall plastics in the initial stages before going to the landfills. So this will allow the communities to preserve their natural landscapes and protect wildlife habitats. Secondly, when we optimize the current waste to energy facilities in the Bumpa, we will also decrease the reliance on the fossil fuels and lower the greenhouse gas emissions. So here the technological enhancement that will be applicable for waste to energy facilities in Bumpa will cover up the advanced combustion technologies, the emission control systems, the heat recovery systems, and ash management solutions. So the processes like gasification and anaerobic digestion is not only reducing the carbon footprints, it will also improve the energy efficiency. So harnessing the full potential of waste as a resource and sustainable energy generation. So some limitation of the proposed technologies can be the high initial cost with the implementing advanced sorting or recycling, and it can the complexity of the maintaining of the sophisticated equipment, and also increased operational expenses. So in later slides we'll discuss about the cost segregation and how we manage to distribute our cost into each section to face these challenges properly. So how that measures we have taken will impact on the environments. So the implementing advanced sorting and recycling technologies can significantly reduce the amount of the waste sent to landfills. So thereby it is conserving the landfill space and also decreasing the air and water pollution associated with traditional waste disposal methods. And also, as we are optimizing the waste to energy facilities, it is contributing to the renewable energy generation, and it is decreasing the reliance on the fossil fuels. And the as we already mentioned, the plastic management in SWANA state may face several limitations. The overall cost will consider the reducing the number of wastes in the landfill and the renewable energy sources. So to talk about the policy front, we are adopting the three major measures for the policy aimed at reducing the plastic waste in SWANA state. The policy measures we are taking: the extended producer responsibility named EPR, the deposit return scheme DRS, and plastic packaging regulations PPR. So firstly, the EPR will be pushing for manufacturers to take the responsibility for the life cycle of their products, particularly plastic packaging, because the plastic packaging material is contributing the higher rate of plastic generation in this area. So that shifts the final financial and physical burden of recycling from the consumers and municipalities to those producing to the waste. So that's how it works as implementing the EPR policy. Additionally, we are proposing establishment of the deposit return scheme DRS for the beverage containers, and it will be incentivizing the consumers to recycling by offering a refundable deposit. So we are also planning to introduce a regulation that not only encourages the use of sustainable packaging materials, so it is also promoting the minimal packaging. So by changing the legislative landscapes, so we are creating an environment where sustainable practice is just encountered, but is just not encountered, but also required. So to talk about our community-based programs, it is one of the most important features for our initiative. So these initiatives are about bringing change from the ground up and creating a sustainable community from the root. So the program we are planning are the community cleanup events, the reusable bottle refill stations, the plastic-free challenges, the school education programs, and plastic recycling drives, and community-supported recycling program. So, from all the programs we are taking, we talk about a few like the organizing the regular cleanup events. We can address the visible impact of the plastic litter in our communities, and also if we install the public water refill stations, it will drastically reduce the dependency on single use plastic bottles. So here are the overall adopted programs for the community based purposes, and then how we segregated our overall project cost, that will be discussed by our another teammate Sagar Ray.
So thank you, Sharmin. Now this section I will talk about the cost analysis. So our project financial plan allocates a 8 million over a decade to various incentives. This includes 200k for roadmap development, which covers the research and the stakeholder engagement necessary to lay the foundation of the strategy. Technology and process investment received 3 million to enhance recycling efficiency through advanced technologies and infrastructure upgrades. For the collection process, 200k is handmarked to the bolster this process for the recyclables with the education campaign and the other collection incentives. So next, the community based program received a 2.5 million to drive engagement and behavior change for sustainable waste management practices. So in total, if we say that the 31% we invest community based program, 37% we invest for technology and process purpose, and rest of things including administration and the overhead 13%, and the roadmap development 2%, policy recommendation includes 6% of our 8 million fund. So the 8 million budget we have discussed is more than just a financial commitment, it's an investment in our future. In conclusion, our proposal for the SWANA plastic waste reduction initiative not only address the present challenges but also to pave the way for the future, for the decade where sustainability exists in the every stage of our society. We are prepared to take these steps to make the necessary changes for the betterment for our SWANA state and for our world. Thank you once again for the opportunity to share our vision. We are eager to discuss any aspect for this plan further. And finally, we want to uh, thank our supervisor, Dr. Kelvin Inge, for his support throughout this journey. Thank you. And so here is our references to use this references to prepare our report for this project, and thank you.